Hello guys, I just wanted to give you a quick review or a overview of my entire sample CD collection. These sample CDs are a very big part of my music and I just wanted to share it with you. So let's get started with the Pro sample CDs. This is Rare Ethnic Instruments. I used this, for example, on my track Floating. Just great ethnic woodwinds and other rare ethnic instruments, obviously. Total drum and bass, nice drum and bass and jungle loops, percussion loops, synth pads, sequences. I used this a couple of times now. Cuckoo-Lanced Volume 3 Asylum. Unfortunately, I don't own the original Asylum CD, but maybe I will find it in the future. Great for horror sound design, very bizarre sound effects on this one. Symphonic Adventures, I really love this CD. Great orchestral phrases. This was used everywhere in the 90s and 2000s in TV shows like The X-Files, movies, and also, of course, video games like Oddworld Apes Odyssey, for example, on the PlayStation 1, or Half-Life. Yeah, really great stuff. Twisted City, great trip-hop sounds and strings. Fields of Motion, great, what is it, like industrial techno loops. Oh yeah, these three Creative Essentials CDs, I made a post about these I think yesterday or a couple of days ago. These three CDs were used a lot on the Half-Life soundtracks. Very awesome synth ambiences and sequences, pads. I really love the CDs. Very nice to have. I think the Creative Essentials are like 30 CDs. Yes, 30. Very great stuff. Jungle Frenzy 2, like the Total Drum and Bass CD. Great jungle and drum and bass samples. Zero G Cuckoo-Land Volume 2, Ghost in the Machine, no words needed. This was everywhere. This is an absolute classic in horror and action games in the late 90s and 2000s. This was also everywhere, from Silent Hill to Resident Evil, Postal, Half-Life. Also used on the X-Files, for example. Very great, bizarre soundscapes and textures. I use this a lot on my music. So if you listen closely, you can hear it in many of my tracks. Cuckoo-Land Volume 1 Unhinged. If you know the game Shadow Man, for example, and you know the soundtrack of this game, this was used a lot on the Shadow Man soundtrack. I love the percussion loops on this CD. They have a very special style, and yeah, just also very great to have this in the collection. Ecstatic Goldmine 1 and 4. This is the original Ecstatic Goldmine from, I think, 1991, but I can't say for sure, by Polestar Magnetics. They later changed their name to E-Lab and re-released this CD as part of their Ecstatic Goldmine franchise with a similar design to this one. This was used a lot in electronic dance music in the 90s. That's an absolute classic. Yeah, Ecstatic Goldmine 4, great trip-hop sounds. Methods of Mayhem. This is also a classic, of course. Very cool industrial loops and beats and distorted guitars, basses, analog synth sequences. Yeah, this was also used in a lot of video games. Q-Up Arts Dream Experience. I love the design of this CD. Just great ambient sounds and pads. Titanium Rhythms by Big Fish Audio. If you played any Silent Hill game, no matter what part it is, and you hear these clunky industrial sounds, it's this one, or the Titanium Rhythms Part 2. Just great heavy industrial sounds and loops. 0G analog to digital 2. Analog to digital 2. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just great synth sounds. I didn't use this that much. I think I used maybe 2 or 3 sounds from the CD at the moment. But yeah, it's great stuff. Nice to have. Let's go with this one. Yeah, again, no words needed. I think this is the most famous, most popular sample CD of all time. Spectrasonic's Distorted Reality 1. This again was used everywhere in media compositions, from movies like The Fifth Element, TV shows like The X-Files, or for example, for some effect sounds in the Teletubbies TV show, and of course many video games, countless video games like Spyro the Dragon, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. It was also used by a lot of artists like The Prodigy or Sting. Yeah, this is an absolute treasure in this collection. Distorted Reality 2, Darkness and Light. From these 2 CDs, I would say this is my favorite because this was used a lot on Spyro the Dragon 2 for PlayStation 1, and this game was my absolute childhood. And awesome drum sounds, drum loops, percussion loops, ambient pads. The Spectrasonic sounds are very special for video games of that era. I think it was also used a lot on, for example, Ratchet & Clank. This is Silent Hill, in my opinion. Again, Spectrasonics, bizarre guitar. This was used so many times on Silent Hill soundtracks. I think when you listen to the first 3 to 4 partitions, every sound was used somewhere in some Silent Hill soundtracks. It's very weird to hear these sounds somewhere else in other soundtracks. A few days ago, I learned about a soundtrack from a game called Soldiers of Anarchy, and I listened to the soundtrack, and this was used a lot on that soundtrack, and it's a really beautiful soundtrack, but it's very strange to listen to this to the music, and you only know these sounds from Silent Hill games. But yeah, this is also an absolute treasure. Spectrasonics again, Metamorphosis, great Y2K percussion loops, very nice style. This was used also a lot on Ratchet and Clank soundtracks, I think. Also Sting used it on his track Desert Rose. Awesome track. Another absolute 90s classic from 1991, 0G Data File Volume 1. An absolute classic in electronic dance music of the 90s. I'm sorry, still used a lot to these days. It's very popular still. So nice to have in the collection. It's also very rare. On the jazz tip by Sounds Good. Yeah, just nice jazzy drum sounds and loops. Big Fish Audio Loopzilla Volume 2. I don't know why I bought this. I just found it on eBay and ordered it. I made a video about this on my Instagram, and the entire first loop on this CD was used on the introduction video of Adam Sandler's film company Happy Madison, and the loop the entire loop just runs in the background. So that was really funny to find, but I never used it yet. These are pretty crazy. AMG Terminal Head Volume Underfire Volume 1 and 2. Very bizarre drum loops and synth effects and sequences. Was also used, I think, on 2 Silent Hill soundtracks. AMG 160 dB drum and bass interface, another great drum and bass and jungle sample CD, great loops and synth stuff. 0G Ambient Volume 1. Unfortunately, I'm still looking for the Volume 2 because Volume 2 was used more on Silent Hill soundtracks. But this was also used a lot for video game ambiences in general. Big Fish Audio, oh yeah, these 2 CDs. Big Fish Audio Pod, what is it? Pod? P-O-D? I have no idea what it is. And Rarefaction Poke in the Ear with a sharp stick. Very bizarre, otherworldly, noisy textures and soundscapes, environmental stuff. I used these a couple of times, very gentle in the background of some of my tracks to give it a nice special texture. These were also used a lot on the Silent Hill soundtracks and, for example, a lot on games like Postal or Half-Life. Again, Fields of Motion in the original version. 0G Malice in Wonderland, great dark drones and ambiences and effect sounds. Bill Laswell's sample material. I made a video about this, a showcase video about this a couple of weeks ago. I really love this CD. Very awesome, special ambient grooves and textures and environmental sounds, natural sounds, pads. Yeah, really love it. This is AMG Full Fat, another nice drum sample CD. Also has a lot of synth pads. It's very, very lo-fi in my opinion. This also has great breaks. Vinylistics was also used a lot on some Silent Hill soundtracks. Wall of Vinyl 2, another drum sample CD. Great breaks and also some instrumental sequences. This is another treasure, Pandora's Toolbox by David Thorne. Awesome, very special, bizarre, dark soundscapes. The sample To Burble and Pine on this CD was used a lot in the 2000s on games like Devil May Cry. I don't know what track it was because I never played the game, but it was also used as the safe room theme of Resident Evil 4. So yeah, this is an absolute classic from the late 90s and 2000s. Heart of Africa, again Spectrasonics, Heart of Africa, Volume 1 and Heart of Asia. Just really nice traditional vocal phrases and percussion loops, instruments. Just nice to have in the collection. Let's put it right here. Oh yeah, 2 other great ambient CDs, Kid Watkins Ambient Realms and Robin Story Rappoon. Very, very great textures and ambiences and natural sounds like thunderstorms, rain and crickets, for example, fire. Nice to have used this a couple of times now in the past 2 weeks, I think. Spectrasonics Hans Zimmer guitars, Volume 2. Just great sample, great guitar samples. I bought, I think, this entire pile and a few of these CDs and these two right here on eBay as a little collection for like $2, I think. And it included some real treasures, like this one. Unfortunately, it's not the Volume 1 because I really want the Volume 1 because it was used on Spyro the Dragon. But this is also very, very good. Best Service, Ethno World. I think, yeah, I listened to this once. Great ethnic instruments and vocal phrases. Just also nice to have like the Heart of Africa and Heart of Asia CDs. Things That Go Bump in the Night by Big Fish Audio. Also very bizarre drum loops and sequences, effect sounds. This also includes a demo of the Titanium Rhythms Volume 2. A few of the sounds from Titanium Rhythms 2. Very great CD. Zero G Volume 3. Oh, by the way, I apologize for my bad English. I don't need to speak in English very often, but I try to get better with it. Yeah, Zero G Jungle Warfare 3, another classic in jungle and drum and bass production. Awesome rhythm loops and synth pads. Very classic CD. I used this a lot in some of my tracks. SoundScan Ominous Drones, great ambient sounds and drones, obviously. I don't know what this is. Additional orchestral instruments. Okay, I never listened to this one. Orchestral stuff. Yeah, these are part of this collection that I bought, and I haven't listened to all of them yet. And I didn't clean them yet because some of the cases are pretty sticky. Some Master Bits sample CDs, Master Studio collection. I don't know what this is. Universe of Sound. All right. Elio Whirlwinds. I listened to this one. Great ethnic flutes and woodwinds. Überschall, overdub, sensation. Very typical 909 techno loops, TB303 sequences, just some techno stuff. Advanced Orchestra Compact Edition. I didn't know this before. I thought there were only the regular Advanced Orchestra CDs and the enhanced edition of the Advanced Orchestra, and they are very expensive. So I don't know how much this CD would be, but it's yeah, great orchestral samples. Another classical orchestral CD, grand piano. Best Service Killer Horns. Down here we have East West Technophobia, another classic. Great synth sounds and loops, rhythm loops. You have to be careful with some of these CDs with when you choose the samples, because for example on this one there are some samples directly from some Kraftwerk tracks. So yeah, you have to be careful with what you use from these CDs sometimes because of the copyright stuff. I think these are all Best Service CDs. Dance Mega Jungle Rave, classic drum loops, pads, more pads, yeah, analog synth stuff, more synth stuff, more synth stuff. What is this? Oh yeah, House Master, great old school house loops. All of these have pretty great sounds. I don't like the designs of these CDs though, but the sounds are very great. And if you want to buy these, you can find some sellers online who sell these CDs for like $30 to $40 each. But there is one shop in Germany called Musikhaus Korn, and they sell these for like $4 each, and they are new and sealed. Yeah, so that's why I have so many of them, because why not? They're cheap and nice to have in the collection. Yeah, this one, Club Edition XX Large, Volume 1 and Volume 2. 800 production effects. This was also used in a few video games. Master Bits FX Zone, great sound effects and synth stuff and textures. This is a regular Akai sound library, Volume 1, standard Akai sounds for the CD 3000. Propeller Island Complete Gamelan, I have no idea. Great Asian instrument, nice sounds on this one. Oh, this one is also great. AMG Global Transmission, Volume 1, nice trance sequences. This has to be, yeah, rough cuts, bizarre heavy drum breaks. Ultimate Piano Collection, just regular nice piano sounds. Nice synth sounds on this Yamaha VP1 CD. Music Store Industrial Sounds, Einstein by Music Store. I believe this was pretty popular back in the days, in the 90s, because you can find quite a lot of these CDs online. So I think they were pretty popular. Master Bits Maximum Impact. The sounds on this are very bizarre and special. They have a little gothic style. I didn't use this CD that much. I think it was used on 1 or 2 tracks on the Silent Hill soundtracks, but I can't remember what tracks it was. Yeah, I have no real opinion on this CD. Master Bits Total Zone, another great ambient synth FX texture CD. These are all the CDs from this little collection that I bought. Early patches, the sounds of rare acoustic instruments. I assume these are like medieval instruments. I still have to listen to the sounds on this one. After I got this collection, I found 2 or 3 of these CD online on Reverb and eBay, and they were for like $100 to $30 each. So I think this is pretty rare and expensive. Seems to be also a little treasure that I got for just like $2. This seems to be the second volume. Very crazy case design. More early patches, Banchetto, musical. I have no idea what's on them. Pro samples, Bob Claremont drum samples, percussion and bass samples, 2 little classics, acoustic drums. These are like analog synth sounds. New Gold 3, I have no idea what's on them. Ethnic combo, ethnic percussion, ethnic strings, ethnic winds, and sound effects, alright. This is another classic, Danny Jäger Master Violin Library, just great violin sounds. This is, I think, an Akai CD. Yes. Just great instruments. And these are all, I think, Soundfont CDs. Yeah, Soundfonts. Best Service Creative Pack. I have no idea what's on them. With Creative Pack, you're investing in a complete award-winning sound library for music and multimedia production. So these are on them? Advanced Orchestra, real mega drums, and 1500 house and disco drum loops. Alright. Oh, there's nothing on it. What's this? I have no idea. That's factory sounds for eMagic Extreme Sampler 24-bit. Alright. Ethnic Instruments by Motu. I like the case, but I never listened to this. Masterbits Vintage Voltage Volume 2. Oh, I had this before. Great synth sounds. And the last one, Module Mania, another Soundfont CD, orchestral instruments. Alright, yeah, and that's it. That's the entire Midwich Music sample CD collection. Yeah, again, I use these sample CDs a lot on my production. Yeah, especially like the Spectrasonic stuff and the Zero G stuff, like the Creative Essentials, or Ghost in the Machine and Asylum. Yeah. So I hope you liked this little journey through a big part of my studio, or an important part of my studio. I don't think I will do videos like this very often, but you can of course let me know what you think about content like this, and thank you for watching, and see you maybe next time. Bye bye.